Hi friends, Simon here from InformedTrades.com. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about and provide a review of FXSAnalytics.com, a premium course in price action trading as it's applied to the forex market. The course is created by Steve W. of NoBrainerTrades.com. There's a free course from No Brainer Trades on price action trading over on Informed Trades. We've also interviewed him as well. I think he is an expert in the subject of price action trading, a legitimate trader, and now he has this premium course that allows you to go sort of from start to finish, basically. I think there's probably a couple of free courses on Informed Trades that you may benefit from checking out first, but after that, I think you'd be ready for this. It goes from a pretty elementary phase over to an advanced phase of actually how to assemble a trade and identify opportunities to assemble a trade, put it on, and manage the trade. The course is $491, so almost $500. In exchange for that, you get access to a whole bunch of videos. I think it's 42 videos that are about 22 minutes each in length, so it's pretty long material. Each video also comes with a slide deck. And there's also a discussion forum. You can also set up Skype sessions, focused Skype sessions, where you say, hey, Steve, I want to talk about this, or I had trouble understanding, the concept of measured movements and ranges. Whatever topic is on your mind, focused topic, you can have a one-on-one Skype session with them as well. So overall, in light of all this, I think it's a pretty good value, very good value actually. What I think is important though is that you're familiar with price action trading and that you really believe in it, that it appeals to you, the style of trading, that you're interested in the forex market. A lot of these you could apply this to other markets, definitely, but all of the examples that are in the course are focused on the forex market, as well as typical time frame. The time frame focused on it goes from intraday to a few days. Although I think if you're open to holding positions for a little bit of a longer time period, not so much, or not just intraday, but also open other time frames, you might get more out of this course. That's about it. Now let's take a look at inside the course. A preview of sort of what happens or what subscribers get.
Okay, so after you've paid for the course, have put in your username and password, this is the screen you get where you basically access the online version of the course. You see there's 4 components here: lectures and slides, Q&A discussions, forums, reference sheet, client contact. Lectures and slides is probably the main section. Here you see all the material. This is where you have all the videos, as well as all the slides. And really this goes through the whole gamut, right? So we're starting with overview and representation of price, starting with very much beginners. And like I mentioned, I think it'd probably help with the comprehension of this material if you reviewed some of the basic material on Informed Trades, namely the Basics of Trading course, the Beginner Forex course. That way you at least are familiar with the mechanics of trading if you're not already, because that material isn't reviewed here. As well as some price action material on Informed Trades, some of the price action courses, just to give you an idea of what is to come, and if you actually, a little sampler of sorts, if you actually like this style of trading, and if you can relate to it. But, basically we go through overview and representation of price. It's broken down into components, modules: introductory price structure, advanced price structure, reversal and continuation patterns, measurements and price objective, and then trade assembly and walking through trades. Each video has many charts and many examples, and each video is about 20 minutes in length. The production quality is pretty high, in my opinion. And I think really, Steve's way of putting this together, I think it's logical. It makes a lot of sense. I learned things from the course. It was a great refresh in a lot of ways. It was also new material for me. I think really, once we get into advanced price structure and on, double top is a common pattern, and even some of this stuff here is material that is on Informed Trades. But a lot of the material here, from advanced price structure and on, is pretty new material. I haven't really seen it put together in this quality anywhere. Not only, and even the beginner material I haven't seen put together in this quality, but there's a lot of beginner material. The first couple modules, overview and representation of price, introductory price structure, it's put together really well in this course, but you'll find a lot of information on this stuff around the web, and a lot of it will be of reasonable quality. We definitely have a lot of it on Informed Trades. Some of the later modules I think are pretty, I haven't seen them really discussed. I learned a lot from it. So I thought they were really interesting in that regard. And the trade assembly part here, that's really where everything that's been taught up until that point is then assembled and put together, and you can really sort of see how you can actually apply it to trading. If we take a look at one of the videos here, you can see there's a slide deck with each video. Just click on the slide, get to go through, etc. Things like that. Lots of trading examples. And that's a slide deck for each video. In addition, ask a question about this unit. That takes you over to the discussion forums. The discussion forums, like I mentioned, or as I've mentioned in the on-informed trades, the notes, don't have much activity, right? So you can see there's some posting here going on here, but in general there's not much, and often it takes about 5 days for Steve to reply. So that is the one part where I think if this turns into a vibrant community, and if the level of interaction, the speed of interaction can improve, I think that would make a big difference in its quality, and then it would go from being a great deal to just really, really great. So that's sort of the one downside. I do wish this community got a little more active. You can definitely learn a lot just from reviewing the material in the forums here and meeting other traders and things like that. The videos, Oh, as also important to note is I've gone through all this material, so I can click to any video I want, but it will not let you go through to a future video unless you mark it as completed, right? So if we're on the lectures and slides screen, I'm able to click on any video here because I've actually gone through it all. But if I were just logging in for the first time and I tried to click here, which is the third link, it's going to say complete the other lessons first. So it really wants you to go through. I think that's a good idea. It ensures that students are learning the material in sequential manner. That I think is really important and useful for their education. But if you're already experienced and you have, you don't need to go through some of the elementary things on support and resistance. You can just sort of mark it as completed and then go back and, without actually watching it. But I do recommend, even if you are familiar with trading, and you've done this stuff for years, I think it's worth just going through a refresher, understanding the perspective that Steve's taking when he's putting this together. Okay, discussion forums, we talked about that. I think there's a lot of opportunity here, but it's a little sparse at this point. Reference sheets, this part, some people might find it useful. I didn't find it that worthwhile or that meaningful. Basically, it's just notes that you can get on trading, and sort of summary, a little cheat sheet of sorts, key concepts that are presented throughout the course. Right, so here we go. Reversal and continuation patterns, trading environments, sort of a cliff notes as a way of seeing it. Client contact. This is if you want to schedule a Skype call, a one-on-one session with Steve. You can do that there through the panel right there. So I think that's really useful. Steve actually encourages it. He says, take advantage of this feature. The one thing is it does need to be focused, right? So I'm having trouble understanding. If you watch a lecture or a slide, or you have a question on a specific chart pattern or market scenario, make sure it's focused. That way you can get right to the point. And it's meant for, these calls are meant for something that's really focused on one specific thing. So know what you're going to talk about and mention that to Steve when you message him through the client contact portion here. The other thing to note is that client calls, Steve is located in the western part of the United States, so that's GMT -8. He'll be available in the evenings. Evenings are defined as GMT -8. So hopefully that works with your time schedule. That's definitely something to bear in mind as well. There's a standard form functionality here as well, private messaging, customize your profile, things like that. So ideally, if there are more members come here, it becomes a more fleshed out experience where there's a lot of great content as well as interaction with other traders and subscribers. And that's basically about it.